Welcome students. In this session we are going to learn about Java exception handling. Exception handling is a concept which handles runtime errors of the Java. A program, if it has written wrongly means it may have any spelling errors or syntax errors, comma, semicolons, such as these things missing. So they will be detected during the compilation. But a logical error which leads to wrong data in the variables. So this will lead to runtime error and the program may terminate abnormally. This has to be handled in a careful manner. So Java exception handling is a concept which handles such type of errors. We have to write the code before the program is to be executed. That will take care whether this runtime errors. Okay, what are the contents of this program, this session? So this session we are outlining about errors in programs. There are two types of errors. One is compile time errors, second one is runtime errors. So both will study. Java, then Java exceptions. We'll classify the list out the exceptions in Java. Then how these exceptions can be handled. Next we are going to write catch statement. So we can also write multiple catch statements in a single program. So that one we'll see here. So there are two types of errors. Very first we'll look into the compile time errors. Why I am telling this compile time errors means most of the students, most of the Java learners will encounter this type of, not only Java, any programming language, they will come across this type of errors. So I am listing them. They will come to know these are the compile time errors. Then we will learn about runtime errors. Then we will find the difference. So first one is missing semicolons. Normally every programmer does this. Many times some lines, each and every statement requires a semicolon at the end. Due to some oversight, they may miss to put a semicolon. Here in this example, a plus b, a is equal to b plus c, we have missed a semicolon at the end. During the compilation, the compiler will tell that this line is missing a semicolon. That's all. Next is missing brackets. So each and every block of code has to be enclosed within flower brackets. So here in a if condition is there, here in true part a flower bracket is opened but it is not closed. Without closing that we have started else. This will be detected by the compile time. So misspelling of identifiers and keywords. So here see the two examples we have given. One is we have declared int flag variable name is flag. So during the execution of during the next code of the program, he has accessed it as a flag. So L is missing. So he may be typing F1, FL, L1, capital I. So these are visually same characters. So he may type it wrongly as FL or FI. So that's a possibility is there. Here he has written FAG is equal to 0. So such things must be avoided. Next is for. For is a keyword, a for loop, for. But here he has typed this as FAR. FAR is not there. So this will be compile time error. Next one is here in a string has to be enclosed within a double quotes. Here he is displaying A is big. So double quotes is started but it is not ended. This is simple error. So this is a compile time error. Next is use of undeclared variables. Use of undeclared variables. So int A equals 5 is there, int B equals 6 is there, but he has not declared C, but he is used here. So this is undeclared variable. So this will be detected during the compilation. Next, bad reference to objects. So two objects are of different types. So one is college class is there, one more is string class is there. String is built-in class and college is user defined class. So C1 is assigning with the value of S1. So what should be the content of C1 we don't know, but we are assigning the S1 to C1. S1 is string, is obviously, but both are two different types of objects. We cannot assign S1 to C1. Next is incompatible types in assignment or initialization. During initialization, we are using incompatible types. How? We have declared two variables. One is int and one more is float. C is int and B is float. B is a value 1.6, so it has higher information, more information. Fractional part is there, 0.6 is there. So it is when it is assigned to C, so that fractional part has to be truncated. So this will be detected during the compilation. Next is use the single equals in place of double equals. Single equals is for assignment, double equals is for relational comparison, comparing two variables. So in if condition, if A double equals B should be there, because we are checking condition inside a if statement, but it is there, single equals is there. So if A equals B is wrong, so this code will tell, so incompatible assignment or something. So that error will be detected during the compilation. So now we will come to across runtime errors. Now we will see runtime errors. What are the runtime errors? Yeah, I have given an example here. Go by line by line. Three variables we have declared there. A, B, C all are integers. A is equal to some value is there, B is equal to some value is there, C is equal to A divided by B is written somewhere in the program. So A, whatever the values A and B are, not an issue, but if the B value is 0, other than 0, not an issue. Even negative value is also not an issue, positive value, any maximum value is not an issue. But if the B value is 0 and A value is anything 1, 2, 5 or minus value, anything is there, then the output will be, so what will be the result will be infinity. In mathematically we can tell infinity, but how we can represent it in a programming language? So there is no provision for representing infinity in a programming language. In Java it's not possible. Arithmetic, so this will raise arithmetic exception if we have not enclosed such statements within a guarding statement called as exception handling statements in Java. This will lead to runtime error, abnormal program termination will happen. So one more example we are going to tell here. Accessing elements that is out of bounds of an array. In this example, we have declared an array of 5 elements. Int A equals new int of 5. 5 elements array is there. Actually 5 elements means the index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So index will range 0 to 4. Fifth, the A of 5 will not be there. A of 0 will be there, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 4 will be there, but A of 5 will not be there because the index starts from 0 to 4. So if we have tried to access an integer, an array element of int A of 5, that will be an error. So that is not existent. So here if n is equal to 5, I is equal to 0 to I is less than or equal to n. Less than or equal to n means 0 to 5 will become. If we are going to write this less than n, that will come up to 0 to 4. Less than n means 4. 4 it will stop. Less than or equal to n means up to 5 it will come. So 5, A of 5, if we are trying to assign A of 5 to 0, 0 to A of 5, that will be out of bounds array or a non-existing element we are going to assign a value. So this will cause one more type of error called as runtime error. This is one exception. Java class classified this exception as array index out of bounds exception. So how these are there. Trying to store a value of an array, value into an array of an incompatible class or type, trying to cast instance of a class to one of its subclass, passing a parameter that is not valid range or value for that method, attempting to use negative size for an array, using a null object reference as a legitimate object reference to access a method or a variable, converting an invalid string to a number, accessing a character that is out of bounds of a string. All these are runtime errors. This cause runtime errors and program will terminate abnormally if we have not used a guarding statement. So these are classified exceptions. So in previous session we gave some situations. So here we are going to give some classification. What is the classification here? So one is arithmetic exception. Mathematical errors such as division by 0 is one of the exception. Array index out of bounds exception is one more exception. Array store exception is there. File not found exception is there. IO exception is there. Null pointer exception is there. And similarly, number format exception, trying to convert a string to a number when if it contains only digits, then it can be converted to number format. If it contains any characters, that cannot be converted to number. Out of memory exception, not enough memory to allocate a new object. So Java complete system memory is full and we cannot allocate any memory. Next is security exception. Java applet tries to perform an action that is not allowed by the browser's security setting. This is one more type of exception. Then next is stack overflow exception. So system runs out of stack space. String index out of bounds exception. Attempts to access a non-existing character position in a string. All these are Java exceptions.
Now let's see how this exception will be handled. In Java, first the statement that causes the exception is let to execute. That statement executes if there is any exception that is raised and classified into that exception classification. So that the exception is thrown. Then the thrown exception is received in a catch statement. So according to that error message, we will take the corrective action. So this is how exception is handled. So this is the code. Try catch is there. Try catch statements that may cause exception are written inside. If there is any exception, that will be error is thrown to catch statement. Catch statement catches that exception, and based on that exception, some exception handling statements are written. So you see an example here. Here one example is there. We are reading a data input from keyboard. So that is normally read to the temporary buffer. That S is the buffer. So once it is read, that is try to convert it into integer and assign to A. Normally what we accept, we should input an integer to the keyboard. Other than any integer, if you have input, so that cannot be calculated by this system, what conversion statement. That will raise an exception. That exception will be raised here, and it is catched by the catch statement. So the error message is also displayed here, and once the error message is displayed, A we must assign something. Otherwise, A will blank. So that's why we are giving some default value 0. So this is how this program works. We'll pause this show here. I will try to execute this program, and then we continue next. Okay, take this example. We copy this. We'll execute it in Java. Okay, not command, sorry. And all of you know Java don't have any editor, so we have to type the program in notepad, and then we have to execute that. Now we'll paste it here, and we'll check 1 second, and we'll check if there are any errors in this program. Okay, let's see. These types of codes are formatted by word, so we have to change these types of codes. Yeah, finish now. So we'll save this program into Java folder. You all know this has to be saved to actually path is already came here. See, I have installed Java into Java folder. Yes, we are using 1.8 version. So in this bin folder, I have to save name exen dot Java. Actually, I think it has already been there. Okay, public class execute. Actually, this was short form for exception. Exen we have used. Okay, not an issue. Exen.java. I have written this program. Actually, the program was already there, so it's giving an error. Now we will go to compile that program. How to compile this? We have to move to C drive, Java folder. then bin. Here the Java file we have saved there. So we will first compile our exen dot Java. Any errors are there? Wait. No errors. These are warnings. So our program is right. We will execute this one. Okay. Java exen. Okay. This program causing an input. Actually, we have not given any input reference to this input program. So our cursor is waiting for us to give a numeric value. Actually, we have to write. There is no guidance here. So if we have given any display statements are like that, system.out.println, please enter an integer like that. If you have written, it would have displayed. So it is straight away executing this statement, readline statement. So this cursor is waiting for our input. I will give 4, 5, 6. A number I will give. So entered value is 4, 5, 6. It will display. So there is no exception is not there. I will execute it again. Java exen. So it is waiting. I will now this time I will enter 0.1. So error. Java language dot number format exception when putting string 0.21. This is not. So this line is displayed by this statement system.println error plus e. Plus e is the error message. I will see what is the error message. Number here from here. Java.lang.number format exception. This is the error message. It is displayed for input string 0.21. So this is the error message. So it is given and entered value is 0. How it comes 0? We have assigned a default value here. A is equal to 0. That's why. Otherwise, A will be left blank and the entered value is plus A. It would have not been executed. So this is how our exception handling works. If we have entered the correct value and there is no exception, as in the first case, I have entered 456, entered value is 456, so there is no exception. And in second place time, I have entered 0.1, this is not an integer, so Java raised an exception, number format exception, and for the input string 0.1, so entered value is 0. How it comes 0? We have assigned a different value. Once again, we will execute. So now item will give some string. So again, this will give the same exception handling and that value is 0. So okay, we will continue the presentation now. So we will learn how this will work and we will continue to next part. So this is multiple catch statement that can be used for a single try block. Now we saw the example for single catch block. Now we will see the example of multiple catch blocks. So we can a statement can cause multiple errors. So by syntax is here, we can't understand. We will go to next page. Here we have given an example here. Here we have declared an array with 5 elements. Array integer a equals 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 6, 9, some 5 elements are there. So this array is run for 5 times. This array is run for 5 times. In the each and every time, it is going to calculate the inverse of that value. 5 times it is trying to calculate inverse. But when it becomes 5, so that time it will raise the exception array index of both section. 2 types of exceptions can cause because array we have 5 elements and this loop is run for 6 times. So one time array index out of both section should come, and one more thing is there. Each and every time we are calculating the inverse of that number. Inverse of the number means 1 by 0 is 1 divided by 1, 1 divided by 0, 1 divided by 2, 1 divided by 6, 1 divided by 1 line like this. But when 1 divided by 0 is calculated, the number format exception will, arithmetic exception will come. So This one, this single statement is possible to cause multiple different types of exceptions. So both exceptions we are written here. So first exception, first time we are writing the try block. Second time we are catch block for array index out of bounds exception. One more catch block for inverse of infinity could not be calculated because it has arithmetic exception. Okay. So these two will also execute the same program. What is the array? AREY is the program name. Okay. We'll paste it into the same. We'll save this. We'll check this double quotes are saved. These double quotes we have to change. Okay, I think it is okay. We'll compile it now. Save as ARAY.java. What is the class name? ARAY.java should be the program name. This was also there. Okay. Now we'll try to execute that one. Java C ARAY.java. Oh, it has 9 errors. We'll check one by one. Okay, these double quotes are there. That is causing the error. So we'll inverse is infinity. Oh, this one. This one. Or we'll change everything. Anything else. Say. Okay. Just double quotes we copied from the PowerPoint is taken some different format to the other than the programming language, and that's why we got error. So we corrected that one. Now we'll run this Java ARAY. Now we see it executed 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 time one error came. Array size exceeded. Okay, right. 6 steps loop executed. First time inverse is 1.0. Second time inverse is infinity. Third time inverse is 0.5. Fourth time inverse is 0.166 something. Inverse is 0.11 something different displayed. Last time it displayed that array size exceeded. So this is also an exception. Here you check. If the array index out of bounds exception was detected, then the message should be array size executed. If the arithmetic exception is detected, then the message should be inverse is infinity. Like this, we have detected two exceptions here. Two exceptions. One is number of arithmetic exception. One more is array index out of bounds exception. So lastly, to check that this program is ended, we have written that statement also here. Due to this statement that displays. So I think students, you understand the exception handling concept. I thank you all.